The reason we can't always prescribe arbitrary training volumes is because your recovery is based upon your lifestyle. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. So this comes up a lot, when people will say things like, how much volume should we do for maximum muscle growth? And I would generally say as much as you can recover from in theory. And the problem with that, people say, well, wait, what do you mean? Well, keep in mind, let's set aside individual stimulus to fatigue on certain exercises. Certain exercises are going to cause more stimulus and muscle growth. Certain exercises are going to have more fatigue to your structure, to your nervous system, things like that. So let's set all that aside though, right? Let's literally just set that aside and assume we're just talking about the same lifts. So therefore these different lifts don't even come into the equation, right? Generally speaking, as long as they are hard quality sets, there probably is no true measurable that we know of upper threshold to how much training volume can cause at least some additional stimulus of muscle growth. Okay? All right, let's be clear on that. However, you have to recover from it to get that growth. In other words, what you can recover from is going to determine where optimal growth is going to be. Now, keep in mind, it's going to be a diminished scale, right? If you double your volume, it's not going to double the growth. But it should be more. Every hard set done should, in theory, cause a little bit more stimulus. All right, the problem, how much can you recover from? Oh, man. This is a host of lifestyle factors. How good a shape are you in? I mean, that's a big one. I mean, that's almost one to address deeper in. But I mean, so let's even set that part back and let's go over to the others. I don't know what your nutrition look like, right? If you only eat 100 grams of protein versus the next guy eating 200 grams of protein and all other variables are equal, guy eating more protein probably going to have slightly better recovery and better muscle growth and all that. Yeah. So can he do more sets potentially? Maybe. He might be able to recover from more volume. What about the person who sleeps 6 hours versus 8 hours? The guy who gets the extra 2 hours of sleep, is he probably or she going to be able to handle a little more training volume? Probably, yeah. How about a person who eats a cleaner diet, less junk, right? Person who eats a cleaner diet, less junk, healthier. Are they probably going to be able, with more antioxidants and stuff, are they probably going to be able to handle a little more training volume? Yep. See how all this works? So when we start talking about that optimal, and I say, I don't know, optimal could be anywhere for you as a person, anywhere from 8 up to about 20 sets probably. Maybe 1 or 2 muscles you can go higher. Might get some more benefit. It's going to be super small, but there's data showing even beyond that. I think you better be pretty dialed in to see that. But yeah, in theory. But if you want to do just more training volume, maybe you could add more smaller muscle groups. You could have more stuff, you get more calf work, more other things. You don't necessarily need to take your biceps past 20 sets. You could add extra forearms. Do whatever you need to do. But if you just want to get more training volume and to stimulate as much muscle through your whole body. But I digress back over to that point. How much volume? It's all these factors, right? They're all a big deal. Your sleep, your lifestyle, your stress management. As a person who can learn to relax and unwind more, can they probably handle a little more volume? You bet. They're going to recover better. All right, so we have that, but then what about work capacity? What about time building it over the years? So, example, someone who started out as an endurance athlete is in really good shape versus someone who doesn't do cardio and they both start lifting. Even a year into their lifting, who's probably going to be able to handle higher volumes? The endurance athlete. All right, this is why I tell people that people who started sports and high activity early on they're always going to have an advantage in the gym because they're in better shape already. So if you're in better shape with higher work capacity and higher conditioning, you can handle more training volumes and recover from it. And if you can handle more training volumes and recover from it, you're going to grow faster. Okay? Your previous lifestyle affects this. If your previous lifestyle and diet made you insulin resistant versus someone whose lifestyle and diet in the past didn't make them insulin resistant, they don't have to go through a process of reversing that. Who's going to see better gains and be able to train harder and recover better? The person who wasn't insulin resistant at the start. So your past stuff matters. But someone who did sports for years, they have a big advantage going in versus someone who is sedentary. Not just because they have a lead start in gaining muscle, they're in better shape. They can handle more volumes in the gym. They can recover from it faster outside of the gym. Also, this is another lifestyle factor that matters. How good a shape are you in? How long have you built up your work capacity? I mean, the same thing. We could add more and more work to our training over the years and handle higher volumes. If we get used to it, we adapt to it. If we're doing it in a manner that we can adapt to, because we have the other lifestyle stuff dialed in. So then if that's the case, you're going to make more gains. Because it's not this case that everyone has like, well, it's going to slow down over time, and it's all going to equal out in the end. So it doesn't matter because as you approach your quote unquote natural limit. Yeah, but that's not really how it works. It basically just means the other person is never going to get anywhere near that hypothetical natural limit is all it means. Right? You're not going to eventually just catch the person who did all this other stuff right. That's not how it works. Okay? So when we ask this question, how much volume should I do? What's your lifestyle look like? What does your lifestyle look like? This is an enormous factor. How good a shape are you in? How much protein do you eat? How high quality is your nutrition? The quality of your food, your macronutrient, your micronutrient content. Does your diet help control inflammation? Okay? Does it lend itself to healing your body? Do you get sufficient sleep? Do you take your stress management seriously? All these things factor in. They affect the amount of volumes you can recover from. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.